Hello again. There are times where I'm asked, will I be able to save my marriage? Will my spouse change? I have no clue why that question is even directed to me as a therapist, but I understand why a person needs an answer from an outside person. The truth is, neither me nor the person asking the question can actually predict the future. So, whether the marriage can be saved, whether the spouse can change, it always depends on both the person in the relationship. Here, when the spouse is asking me the question, one of the client who is a spouse is asking me the question whether the other spouse will change, and that will be actually the one which can save the marriage. Indirectly, what I see over here is my client is trying to say that there is nothing wrong with the client but with the spouse. And when such a notion is held, usually that is detrimental for any marriage. The blame cannot be with a single person. And I've told this concept before. In marriage, the flaw is never like 100% and 0%. It will be 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, never exactly 50-50. So, if one person is wrong 60% of the time, the other person is wrong 40% of the time. So, till the person focuses on that 40% of what the person can do to change, and rather focuses on what is wrong with the other spouse, 60% flaw in the other spouse. If the demand is constantly that 60% error in the other spouse, so the other spouse needs to work to save the marriage, then again the marriage is doomed. Unless and until the focus is you, and you bring the focus to what you need to change to better yourself in this current relationship. And if this current relationship doesn't work, to better yourself for all future relationships, a marriage cannot work. So, till the focus of spouses is always on each other rather than the self, a marriage cannot work. It's that simple. So, usually my answer is, or rather, I answer with a question. What are the things you are going to do for your own self, to bring shifts to your own self, to save this marriage? Some spouses are like too irrational, like they think that if they're too tolerant or too what you call as not answering too much to their spouses, or obedient, doing their work, putting their head down, not talking about certain things which actually anger their spouse, that will save the marriage. That also is irrational actually, because probably you will be having a marriage, but you will then be losing your own self, your own identity in this marriage. And eventually when you lose yourself, you lose your mind, you lose your life, you lose everything about you, your happiness, your peace. So, in papers, you will have a marriage, but the you will be disappearing. So, I'm just going to leave you all with one question. If your marriage is so difficult, what all things have you looked in yourself which could be contributing to these difficulties? And if you already have the answer that I have done everything I could, I have told the other person what they could do to change this marriage and make it better, and if still the things have not changed, then you already have your answer. This marriage will not work. Blessings to you.